Hi, Capricorn. It's Mary Ellen coming to you once again from Moonrise Cottage for your August 2018 Soul Tarot reading. I use the beautiful Celtic Wisdom Tarot deck, and Spirit has a lot to say, talking to the Earth Trine energy today, and a lot of discussion coming through about. Oops, let me toggle over so you can see me. Hi. Spirit's talking as the Earth Trine. Spirit's calling them the Earth Trine energies. There's a lot of connection, and anybody who knows a little bit of astrology knows this, between the Earth element and the water element. Spirit's talking about that a lot today. Let's see. So, for those of you that don't know, a lot of things have happened over the last, I don't know, since the days leading into the eclipse. There are a bunch of readings that I posted about experiences that I've had and that we've had together. Discussions, Spirit says, about the return of the sacred male energy to this realm, meaning here on the earth. A lot of really exciting things have been happening, and we're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about your relationship to the water elements and the way in which you experience your power in a very deeply mystical way because of all the eclipses and what is meant for you and desired from you, Spirit says. So, sadly, I'm very compressed with time. I'm going out of town, and the readings have been delayed because of all the journeying I've been doing with other individuals, with groups of people. So, Spirit says, I'm behind the eight ball. I am. I have to leave on Friday, and the readings will come out after the Earth Trine readings are out. Spirit wants to do the fire sign readings and then the air sign readings, and I'm being assured it's okay. It's going to be a little bit delayed, but I'm getting them out as fast as I can. All right, let's jump in. Okay, there's the cards. And Spirit's going through the readings in kind of a little bit of a different way because of the energies and all the shift that's going on. So I'm just going with it, and I'm going to go through the cards and really focus on the divinatory meaning of the cards as we go forward. Okay? And what, because of the time of day, and Spirit says, and because of the time of the message, the outcome card is a little bit, it's illuminated by the sun that's coming through the window as the evening comes on here. And it's perfect, and I'll tell you all about it when we get there, okay? So, August. The theme of the message that's coming out, prophecy, water element prophecy. There's a deep connection between your nature as a Capricorn and the water sign element energies that are here bringing you forward this month. I've been talking a lot. If you've seen the readings that have come forward, there's a lot of fusion going on, and it's happening amongst all of us, Spirit says. And so we're going to talk about that. Spirit's talking all about the trines for some reason today, so I'm just going with it. I'm going to jump around. I'm just going to let Spirit guide the reading rather than me in my Virgo way, point by point by point. So it may be a little different than what you're used to. Spirit says, just be with it. Okay, so let's go. The Augury of Art talks about the water sign element. It's a prophecy. And there's the sacred cauldron out of which Spirit says all good things come. And we see the sacred goddess Semius. She is a poet. And what she's actually doing is casting spells upon the sacred cauldron. So this is the theme. If you're new, welcome. And welcome back to all the people who've been following along, all the subscribers. Thank you for being here. The Augury of Art, the divinatory meaning, is about abundance and understanding. It's about love. It's about fertility. It is about the beginning of happiness. I love that aspect of this card. It's about beauty and emotional growth. It is about coming into a place of joy and pleasure, receptivity, promise, and acceptance. And so, I think the reason that this is here has to do with what Spirit's calling the nature of a Capricorn. Okay, Spirit's talking about the mountain, right? The rocks. And a little bit was, I just did Virgo, a little bit of this was coming through. Part of what is streaming through about these earth sign elements is what Spirit calls the firmament, pardon me, and the type of strength that an earth sign element has, the foundation part of that, and what it is to be expected to be strong, and the ability to come into those more mystical, watery places in your being. It's part of the journey that Capricorn is on, because it is in conjunction with the water sign trine. So there's the beautiful goddess singing spells and incantations and bringing forward the prophecy that is meant for you. So that's the theme of the reading. I'm going to read to you from the book a little bit about her. That is the cauldron of Dagda, the great god, the great male god, okay, who came from the other world, the underworld, so to speak, the mystical realm, the place of plenty. It was a secret place, and it was guarded by this beautiful feminine poet called the Chanting One. And she is seen here singing spells of fertility upon the sacred vessel. The cauldron is a central feature of Celtic lore and bestows plenty, immortality, and inspiration. The prophecy given by the cauldron of Dagda is received by all living beings through the bounteous moisture of the waters that quench thirst, cleanse, and heal. The spirit of the suit of art is most clearly appreciated through the element of water, from the realms of the deep and in the season of summer. And so Semius blesses the way to abundance and growth in our lives. And the sole question is, how are you being called to receive and grow? So there's a notion about Capricorn going into the deep watery places in your own soul, the places in which the fountain, Spirit is saying, of your loving, passionate nature, and this was coming through for Virgo too, that is not often on the surface. Spirit's talking about, again, like in Virgo, the notions that people have about Capricorn that just are not full enough. They are not appreciative of the true nature of your being. And one of the things I loved when I looked at the cards and the cards came out, the card that represents you, your being. Of course, it's the Strength card, Capricorn. But sitting next to Semius, this beautiful cauldron of Dagda, it is about going into the deepest places, the mystery, the watery places of the mystical soul, Spirit is saying, in order to find the place where your true strength lies. And Spirit's talking about, and also, the other thing is, two cards that represent the sacred feminine side by side, bringing forward prophecy and strength, the deepest places inside of you. And it's very mystical. I'm going to go through the cards a little bit. We're going to hopscotch around, Spirit says. So there you are in the center of this reading. Look at all the mystical cards. Look at the Spirit is saying the interchangeable nature of the male and female. The places into which your strength must journey in order to find itself and emerge here in the way we are all emerging in this time of trines, oppositions with Pluto, bringing forward power. From which place does your power arise is what Spirit wants to speak with you about. And the way in which you travel in the set point that you own, Spirit says, that you came here to unravel and to understand. There's been a lot of talk coming through me from a spirit realm about the return of the sacred masculine, the rise of the goddess, the rise of the masculine. We see it reflected here in the cards. And we see images that clearly are aligned with Capricorn. If you look below the Strength card, the warrior, the feminine warrior, whose strength was following the energy patterns of her life in order to have her adventures and enter into her battles in order to prevail, so that the true nature of her being could be understood and victorious. And it's a beautiful message. So the first card on the bottom row, if you're new and you don't know, that is the human realm. It's about art. No doubt, Spirit says, because the prophecy is about art. The art with which you live your life. The arts that you feel drawn to. The type of art that you are trying to manifest in your life, Spirit says. So the other interesting thing about this is the progression of the cards. Spirit's been talking lately about pay attention to the numerology, so I'm just going to throw that out there for you. So again, given all the things that have been coming through, the experiences I've been having, the types of discussion Spirit has with me about the sacred masculine, the sacred feminine, reclaiming their individual places, and then being able to join together to overcome opposition and history. Yeah, Spirit's talking more about obstacles, all right, and what that means to the Capricorn set point. The way in which you climb the mountain, the way in which you urge forward, the way in which you artistically, in the mystical places of your soul, find solutions. And so given all of that, this came out in the Virgo reading as well. I love that we're seeing another card about courtship, overcoming an obstacle. So beautiful to me. I'm just awash in all of the things that have been happening here. If you haven't seen the videos, go and watch them. You're feeling it in your soul, Capricorn. So, the other thing that comes through to me when I do Capricorn readings is the strength and the leadership because of your placement on the wheel, Spirit says. It is your nature to provide a certain type of leadership as the cardinal sign of the earth trine element. And Spirit's using the word trine, so I'm just going with it. So the divinatory meaning of this card is about happy outcome and the celebration of alliances, the marriage of the sacred feminine and masculine. It is about recovery from that which has caused wounding. It is about healing and having a moment of joy and merriment. Finally coming to a place where you are able to experience solace and satisfaction and good fortune and satisfactory resolution to the things that have been troubling you, Spirit says. So it's a story of another couple. Go watch Virgo. You know what? I forgot to say that. So as we go through the readings this month, Spirit wants us to watch all the videos for any particular set point that you may inhabit. So if you are an earth sign, please watch all the earth sign videos. There are messages embedded in each for the other, Spirit says. So this couple, it's a numeral 3, so it's a new courtship, and it's a courtship of art. The art of being engaged, Spirit says, with each other as energy set points. They're at a wedding, and there is somebody who is trying to prevent this couple from being together. Spirit says, just as that which the male and female energy set points have experienced, all the obstacles, all the things that have kept us apart throughout time in history. So this woman had a suitor. He was jealous. He didn't want this union to go forward. He was working, Spirit says, he was working his magic to get everything and anything in the way of this union. And basically, they had to find a way to overcome the obstacles so their energies could join. And I'm going to show you the card. beautiful that is. Do you see that? That's what it's about. The joining of energy, right? So there's the obstacle, all right? And if you look into that bag, you can see the outline of a person there. All right. What this couple did was they invited this man to the wedding who was trying to stand between them. And they worked some magic. Spirit's laughing in the background. As all good mystical beings know how to do. They just worked some magic. Oh, really? You have an opposition to the alliance of this energy? Well, come on. Let's talk about that. Come on in. Come on in, Spirit says, like that, kind of in a taunting way. And that's what happened. They invited this person in. They figured out a way by joining their energies to overcome the obstacle and not to harm it, not any violence, not any disrespect. They knew what the weakness of this person was, and it had to do with greed. Greed and the inability to connect. Right? So it's the transformation of all those things that are actually happening. In each set point is going to address that. This month, Spirit says, because of all the things that have come forward since the days before the full moon eclipse. So this person was basically just greedy, wanted everything for themselves. They invited this person to the wedding. He came in. They said, oh, we have a gift for you. There's a whole bunch of just gold and silver and treasure in this bag. And all you have to do is step right in there and grab it up. It's for you. And of course he did, because he was unbalanced. Forgot about trying to stand between them for a moment in order to feed himself. And in that moment, the bag just sort of swallowed him up, and they tied it in a knot. Spirit says put a bow on it and just hung it on a hook. And the wedding went forward, and everybody was happy. So there's, Spirit's talking about leadership, the strength of a Capricorn, finding the softness of its nature, the love that resides inside of it, the way in which you want to join with the world in order to find solutions and come forward so that these things can arise here and be solidified and be joined. It's awesome. I'm really loving the way these cards are coming out. The very next card, of course, is the King of Skill in Capricorn. There you are. There's your nature. No doubt. Every Capricorn I know stands in the world like that. And it's a wonder to behold, Spirit says. So, that's a sacred king. He's come through an incredible journey. Mystical shift and change, lots of battles. His shield is on the wall. And there's the water element again. He's come across. He has been transformed. And he stands in the light of the sun. There's the light on the sand outside. And he's making shoes for his new life, for his new journey. He is his own cobbler. And he is, although he may look very humble, he's the king of skill. And Spirit is saying, he knows what he's doing. And he's going straight for it. Very calm, very centered, very focused, like a Capricorn, coming into himself in the way that the sacred waters of the water element trine have enabled him to do. So, as came out in Virgo, Spirit's talking all about earth and water and delving deep into those places to find your strength in a place that you're not used to looking, I think. And then we have the Warrior of Skill. He showed up in the Virgo reading. In July, in Virgo, he was the outcome card. And in August, he was the message sitting over the top, the spirit theme. So it's interesting to me that he's here, given all the things that I've said, and he's standing below the prophecy of art, the art of your life. What are the arts that you are attempting to develop? It's not all about the rise and reaching the top. Capricorn, you run deep, and it is hard for you, for many Capricorns, to bring this mystical, watery side of themselves to the surface. And that's what's happening in August because of all of the events that have come forward, according to the things that are coming through to me. Okay? So, the Warrior of Skill has magic in his hands. Okay, Spirit's talking. Wow, Spirit's talking a lot about him. All right, so there he's got his power, his wand. He has sustenance. He has magic in his hands. And he has the means to go forward. The shoes are done. And he's just sitting there, standing there in the twilight of his life, Spirit says, in the mystical places, waiting for the sacred impulse to arrive. And when the moment he feels it, he jumps on that horse and he rides straight into it. It's beautiful. I love that he's here for you, Capricorn. And I just want to give a little shout out to a really good friend of mine, a feminine set point Capricorn. She is out in the Wind River Canyon journeying. She's having a journey for an entire year. And one of the bravest people I've ever met. And Spirit says, she's the embodiment of all the things that Spirit's talking about. And Spirit says, and it's you, Capricorn. The feminine, masculine side of your nature. The bridge card, I love that this is here because this was the outcome card last month. There it is. The sacred shamaness, the queen of battle. This type of battle that you're going through in your life, to merge the sacred feminine, the sacred masculine, come into a different form of being able to attain and achieve and overcome obstacles so that the relationships that you want can go forward. It's a really beautiful message of strength on a foundation of mystical, watery manifestation. And the Queen of Battle is here to help you bridge the gap between these desires in your human heart and what is meant for you on the mystical realm. It's quite lovely. So, of course it's a quest. The top left-hand card is the quest of knowledge, and that is what you seek. And, my friend who's out journeying for a year, in a sense, that's what's happening. She's going really deep within herself in order to literally quest out into the mountains by herself. I mean, she's just a kick-ass woman. I love her. And she is in the process of coming into the deepest aspects of knowledge that lives within her and that is attempting to emerge to overcome the obstacles in her own life that would keep her from that. So, pardon me. So the quest of knowledge, it is about coming into a place of ancestral wisdom and enjoying the blessings of that. And it is reflective, Spirit says, of the augury, the prophecy that came over the top of the reading. It's about safety, the security of home and possessions, inheritance, family matters, blood relations, spiritual kindred. Spirit says that's the gem. Spiritual kindred. Mercury. Valuable incorporation into institutions and the sacred archives becoming available to you. The soul wisdom in the card is about finding the freedom and the blessings of tradition in order to avoid becoming institutionalized, which is a very interesting, liberating notion, isn't it? Every generation needs guardians of wisdom to rekindle those handed down traditions. What is the wisdom that is received into your being on these matters, and what solutions can you offer? And that's why Spirit Realm is talking about this type of event in your, at your soul level, in the sacred realm that you have access to. This quest that you've been on. And all the Capricorns I know, they have been on a quest and they've been on it for a while, right? You guys have been following along. You've heard me talk all about Pluto and the destruction that brings into your life in order to send you on this quest so that you can reemerge more fully yourself. Join together. Fuse together. Spirit's still talking about it. It's been coming out for days. And of course, again, interesting, that's next card is the Liberator of Devotion. It is the portal through which you must travel on your journey. Look up and down the column of cards. In order to find your strength, you must travel very deep. Spirit says, you must travel out of the realm of the firmament. You have to go into these mystical places that are uncomfortable, often for a Capricorn. You're used to standing on the firm rocks and the mountains and etc., Spirit says. So, one of the things that's been coming through, it's all about power. Pluto's here. I've been talking about the turn of Capricorn for a while now. Well, Spirit says for a year and a half. Because Capricorn needed to know and needed to be assured that everything was going to be okay. And we are in the days of the turning, the great turning, Spirit says, where you come into your ability to tolerate this as deep as you could go into the mystical feminine side of your nature through the portal that the mystical feminine provides in order to have a very profound soul journey. And you know, it's interesting to me, one of the things that Spirit has been talking about in the Virgo reading, actually, that's very reflective of this, is the quest of skill. So the type of questing that the earth signs are experiencing and the way you're going deep into your nature, the things that are happening because of all of the elements that are present for transformation, Spirit says. So we're, you know, the earth signs, we're all going on a quest. And it's about going very deep because we want security. We want to stand firmly planted on the ground. Spirit's going, no, go to the watery places. Go to the places where you don't have a firm grasp and journey deeply there. And in that place, you find your strength and your new journey. And Spirit's again saying, look at the center column of cards. The story is there. Right? So, also like, I think, I can't remember actually if it's all the readings, but certainly Virgo and now Capricorn. Spirit says, you know what that's all about. Right? We just came through the full moon eclipse. We're moving into the days of the next solar eclipse that's coming. And there's the male and female energy, hand in hand now. We've both arrived through these mystical moments. And we get to have our transformation hand in hand. Really beautiful. I've been talking for a year and a half about yin and yang, and the moment has arrived for this kind of union. And the mystical information, the watery mystical realm, and the river of knowledge that is able to be received when this event happens. And it's been deeply true in my life. I've been talking with a lot of folks over the last couple of days, deeply true in many ways. This union Spirit's talking about. And I'm going to toggle back because I would like you to just, Spirit says, take note. There you are in the center, the strength card. Following the energy that causes you to go deeply into your own personal battles. And on the bottom left, we see this notion of courtship. Male and female energy. The blending of yourself with yourself, Spirit says. Right? A new kind of union to be able to overcome obstacles. And the energy rises from that set point through the empower of will, the strength card, into this beautiful, watery, mystical destination. Two sets of couples having a journey to overcome obstacles and be able to join together to receive the mystical knowledge that is coming to them in these days. And that's everything that I've been talking about. I don't even know what day it is anymore. There's been so much going on with me and going on here. And Spirit says you might be feeling like that. Like, where am I? Where am I standing? What am I doing? What day is it? Does anybody know? Spirit says it's like that for you. Spirit's laughing a little bit. And you know, it is from these things. It is from these types of places, Spirit says, into which you arrive in these days. That is where your strength is. In the places of the deep mystical realm that you're not used to walking in. So it feels uncomfortable. You might be a little frightened. You might be a little freaked out. I'm interested to hear from you. What's going on? All right. So the outcome card, a continuation of a theme, Spirit says. This is the beautiful moon card. That is how you journey, and that is how you go forward, because this is the last card. And you're going deep, Capricorn. Riding the sacred salmon of knowledge, Spirit's talking, referencing all kinds of things that there's just not enough time to go into it. But Spirit says, take your inferences from the illustrations. You've gone really deep, and you are going deeper still in the months that follow through the end of the year. There are a lot, Spirit says, there are a lot of events coming forward, right? We've got the next eclipse. We have, Spirit's talking about the equinox and the winter solstice and the turning, the types of things that are turning, because you know what? Eventually, all these planets that are retrograde, that are driving you deep, that's part of what's going on. Driving you deep on the inside when the retrogrades come. Mars and Mercury, and there's just so much going on. If you don't know, go to the internet and check out the astrology. It's amazing. Spirit's whispering now, saying, it's amazing what's going on for you, Capricorn. Going in deep on your mystical journey to become comfortable in this place, because that is the place from which your leadership arises, and that is what is needed here as we go forward. So let me read to you a little bit about the Imaginer of Harmony, because that's what you want. That's what your quest is all about. That's the type of thing that deep down, Spirit says, under its rocky soul, under the facade of a Capricorn, it has everything to do with the way in which you imagine harmony. The way that, Spirit's talking about desire, the deepest desire of your soul, Spirit says, and the way in which you'd like to journey. And now in these days, you've been liberated into that journey because of the shift and change that has come forward, because of the things I've been talking about. Spirit's talking about the return of the goddess, the rise of the sacred masculine, the ability for those two energy set points to come together in a really solid, loving, accepting way, and allowing that which has come before to fall away. So there is nothing standing in the way. And again, Spirit's saying, take a look at the bottom left. Look at the way the energy rises. Okay? Beautiful, beautiful unfolding. And on the bottom right, we see the beautiful warrior of skill, having made the new shoes for his journey. All right, Spirit's talking about the shapeshift of the king, who walks certainly in his power, in ways that perhaps he is disguised in order to go on his journey. And Spirit says, reclaim the basis of his power by following the energy pattern that lies within him in order to be able to access the quest that he's meant to go on. So Capricorn, there's just a lot of words coming through about that kind of a thing. All right, Spirit wants me to, pardon me, to read to you from the book about the divinatory nature of this card. It's about imagination, and it stands aligned with the beautiful Semius, the sacred poet of the water element, art. So we're talking about that type of thing, Spirit says, that is why they are aligned. It is about imagination and latent powers. That's why Spirit was talking about the king and the warrior of skill. It is about becoming attuned to the rhythms and the tides and the patterns of one's own life and the unconscious influences that affect you. Dreams and visions, a lot of introspection this month. It embodies in the card the notion of creative conception. The imaginer of harmony is able to see deeply into the rhythms and patterns of the universe, an aperture upon your soul that opens and closes as the moon waxes and wanes. And the soul question is, which of your natural patterns is out of harmony with yourself? And that is why you're being sent on this quest. And one of the things I love is that the strength card is right in the center, the place that you inhabit, Spirit says, with the shamaness standing next to you, preparing to carry you into this mystical journey that your soul is embarking upon. While here on the earth, You are also repatterning yourself, changing, shifting, overcoming obstacles, being able to join yourself, the masculine, feminine parts of yourself. And whatever obstacles stand in the way of that, it's over, Spirit says. And from here you go forward, waiting for, obviously making the shoes and waiting for the impulse that comes from that as you prepare to go on this mystical journey. Very deep. So continue to pay attention to the cycles of the moon and utilize them to your advantage. When the new moon comes, write down your dreams and your wishes and the deepest desires of your soul, Spirit says. Your spirit, okay, Spirit's calling it the heart soul. So that you can come together in a really gentle, loving, mystical way with yourself and travel deeply in that beautiful vessel. The other thing that I love about this vessel in the Imaginer of Harmony, it is a male deity that created the vessel. So although it's the moon card and we associate it with feminine power, it's a male god that created the vessel and brought it forward so that people could travel into the blessed lands of feminine power. On these voyages, that was the destination. In order to collect, Spirit says, all of the blessing and the nurturing that you need for this part of your nature to emerge fully under the light of the moon. And the tree that's associated with this is the willow tree. And willow trees grow near bodies of water, and they absorb an enormous amount of water. And so again, the theme is coming forward. So Capricorn, as you go on your journey this month, ponder that. Spirit says, let me toggle back for a second. All right, Spirit's teasing you a little bit. Oh boy. There are words coming through about what it is to be expected to be strong. And Spirit was speaking with Virgo about this as well. When you are expected always to be strong, it is really hard to be soft and to come into that part of your nature. It feels, like being in a boat. It's a little unnerving, but understand that that is one of the places from which you draw your strength, and it's time for that to come to the surface. So you can go on your quest and get in this boat with golden oars that can take you to any destination that you desire. So I'll be eager to hear from you all about what the destination is that you are seeking as we go forward. Spirit saying, as a unit, right? The Earth energy set point. That's the other thing. I forgot to say it in Virgo. Like I said for the water signs, our energies, right, as Earth signs are fusing together. They are coming into the wholeness of their days because the tapestry has been ignited and it's time to go forward. So we're going to delve, I think, going forward deep into our individual set points. And Spirit's talking about the harmonic resonance that arises from that. I'm going to have a surprise. Something happened here the other day. I came across a person on the internet, and we've been communicating. And it's all about harmonic resonance. Can't wait to share that with you. So have a wonderful month. I'm eager to hear from you. You go forward with all my love as an earth sign. I understand the journey that we're on. And just be in the mystic. Spirit says, just let yourself be there. And it's going to be okay because you're in a very safe place in that boat. And it's helping you on your quest to reach the destination that you really deeply desire. So I'm going to toggle back to the cards. I'm going to leave you with that. And thank you for your time and all the effort that you're putting in to become who you are meant to be.